There has been a quote, an ancient quote. When people do not learn from history, they will doom themselves. And this is the reason why I decided to do this video. In February of this year, February of 2025, Google, the parent company of YouTube, made an announcement that Black History Month would no longer be highlighted on Google's calendar. And the claim, the reasoning, the excuse is it would take away other events that happen in the same month of February, such as Washington's birthday, Abraham Lincoln's birthday, President's Day, um, Valentine's Day, so forth. That's the excuse. But I surmise, and I think anybody else who followed the events for the past 2 months, we kind of understand that Google, YouTube is bending a knee to the oligarchs that that's worshiping the feet of the current administration. And this is the reason why in this video I will talk about the history of Black History Month, the creation of it, and my defense of said month. Carter G. Woodson, Professor Carter G. Woodson, born on December 19th, 1875, and he went to glory on April the 3rd, 1950. He was a citizen. He was a descendant of slaves from the West Virginia area. So in 1915, he created the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, which was then called the Association of Study of the Negro Life and History. But because of the issue surrounding the Marcus Garvey movement, the Garveyite movement, the backlash on that, the Red Summer, where a lot of race riots was happening in post World War One, and the neo Confederates of the late 1800s and early 20th century, um, in their in their redeeming era, or the lost cause teaching, he and the Association for the Study of African American Life created the first Black History Week. Now, Black History Week was the second week in February. It was called Negro History Week, and the reason why it was the second week of February was because it coincided um, with the birthday of Abraham Lincoln, which was February the 12th, and Frederick Douglass, February the 14th. So let me quote uh, in his defense on why he created Negro History Week. If a race has no history, it has no worthwhile tradition. It comes it becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated. The American Indian left no continuous record. He did not appreciate the value of tradition. And where is he today? Now, I would say, I would surmise that even though I disagree with the last two sentences of that quote, but he's right. Because we live in a world now where we don't value education. Black society does not value education. And we supporting candidates to get rid of our education under the disguise of DEI, the harmful effects of DEI. But let me continue on, because in 1970, in the aftermath of the assassinations of Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, um, Fred Hampton, the black students of Kent University in Ohio was the first to expand Black History Week into Black History Month. And ever since then, recently, other countries, because we fought in every war, he was a black soldier who fought every war in this nation's existence. The African American soldier. And because of that, or partially because of that, we expanded black history around the world. In the United Kingdom, Great Britain has a Black History Month of October of 1987. Our good neighbor to the north celebrate Black History Month on the same month as we do, citing Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King's speech in Africanville, and I think that's in Nova Scotia, if not mistaken. Even the German people, Central Europe, Germany, 1990 has a Black History Month in February. Ireland has a Black History Month since 2010 in February. And yes, France has a Black History Month in February of 2018. Yes, this proves that it was the black soldier who transcends our history around the globe. And has also brought kinship to the African diaspora who was he and herself was in chains during the same era from the Atlantic slave trade. And let me also say there was also a Black History Month in Brazil, but I forgot what month and what year that was intimate. So we need to guard what we had created. We need to sit there and held fast on what is culture. See, the problem is we live in, when it comes to black social media, especially on YouTube itself, we have clowns, buffoons, grifters will say, because who pay attention to right wing radio and see the function from the black man and the black woman and the single parent households and the negativity, the crime, the drugs and the crime that black men commit, and use all of that negative to say black people, black America does not have a culture. No, we do have a culture, because it was that black soldier that black entrepreneur, that black astronaut, that black sailor, scientist, engineer, inventor, doctor, lawyer, and anything in between. We brought out the best. They brought out the best. They brought up what's good about black culture in the United States. And let me sit here and say this, because the United States is a global superpower at this point. Ask ourselves, if black people didn't have a culture and black people built America, how come we deny ourselves the right to say we don't have a history and a culture? My name is BIGJXXX. Donate to my Cash App. Donate to my Buy Me a Coffee. Donate to my Kof, Kofib, Ko5, I should say, or my Subscribestar. Either way, the links of my donations in the description box. I got a couple more videos coming down the pike, and thank y'all for listening. Stop allowing the right wing, even the left wing nuts as well, to deny black history, or in fact, let me sit here and say this. Now, you know what? Let me go off on a rant. Right? Let me go off on a rant here, right? Because if you're going to target black history, okay? If you're going to get rid of black history, then let's get rid of St. Patrick's Day. If you're going to get rid of Black History Month, then get rid of Independence Day then. If you're going to get rid of Black History Month, then get rid of Thanksgiving. If you're going to get rid of Thanksgiving, get rid of Veterans Day, Memorial Day, President's Day. Get rid of any of these holidays. In fact, let's get rid of all these other months. Hispanic history, Irish American history, Women's History Month. Let's get all rid of all these historical heritage months. Because if it wasn't for the African American or the descendants of those African slaves, the Western world will cease to exist. And that's not hyperbole. That's not some form of racial hatred. This is facts. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to explore more about this. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, and donate to my Cash App. BuymeaCoffee.com/BigJ is all up in the description box. And there's a QR code after this. Y'all have a good one.